Hello again, this is Marc Suderman coming to you from Fresno County in an almond orchard. I wanted to show you how our soil temperature is behaving, even though we've had a good rain. And here in November, we can have some concerns with all the leaves falling and how much activity is really going on in this orchard, or your orchard for that matter. And so what I wanted to just talk to you about, just briefly, is the fact that, yeah, we're going dormant. As you can see, we'll just turn it around. You can take a look and see these leaves are falling off. There was not zinc sulfate applied. They're just falling off naturally with the way that nature kind of does its thing with frost at night. And we just started getting that, a little bit of rain this past weekend. So it's coming along well. What I wanted to show you was that in spite of the rain and everything else, we've still got soil temperature that's above 45 degrees. Right at 50 degrees. And so what that means to you and me is that our roots are still feeding and growing. And so there's a book out there by Dr. Marcus Keller. He's from Washington State, and he wrote a book called The Science of Grapevines. And in it talks about soil temperature and how to handle it well in your field and what happens when it gets too cold. And in California, we don't get soil temperatures below 45. And when you're not below 45 degrees Fahrenheit, your roots don't ever quit feeding, even though there's nothing up top growing and no evapotranspiration really heading out the top of the tree with the leaves. What it means is, okay, if you've got roots that are feeding, that means it's storing up for bloom push and the new canopy growth. The other thing it means is that you can't have root growth without the rhizosphere developing and all the microbiology that develops around that rhizosphere, because you've got a symbiotic relationship there. And so when you think in terms of bud differentiation up top, remember one thing: it all starts down here in the soil. It all starts in the roots. And so when you think in terms of how far that drip zone in the canopy extends out, that is a literal web of roots and microbiology feeding that plant through the soil. And so don't stop feeding your crop if the soil temperature is still up. And the other thing to keep in mind is also the importance of irrigating. Don't dehydrate your roots, because you will lose crop loss. And that yield loss you'll never know you had, because the roots die and then the potential's gone. So don't ever get your field saturation too low in the winter either. And that's where your moisture monitoring equipment is so critical. So the right kind of nutrition, your soil test will tell you, won't be nitrogen during the winter, but the right kind of nutrition and the right timing in the right bite-sized pieces in a spoon feed type fashion will make you really in a better position for spring push. And that will give you a better opportunity for a repeat command performance next year. Thanks for watching.